Africa Day is one of the most significant days in the history of the people of Africa. It is a day that is celebrated every year on the 25th of May to commemorate the founding of the Organization of African Unity, now known as African Union, an organization that was founded on the 25th May 1963 by founding fathers of an independent Africa with a view of getting rid of the vestiges of colonialism and apartheid, as well as fostering the much needed unity among the peoples of Africa. In other words, Africa Day is a day that will remember our history and identity as Africans, taking stock of where we come from and where we are headed as people of Africa in terms of progress we have made socially, politically, and economically. It is a day where we remember our common bond as a people of our shared history that makes us a people with common destiny as a result of our shared experience, especially that colonial domination by external forces. When the founding fathers conceived the Organization of African Unity in 1963, they made it clear that theirs was a pan-African vision of Africa that was united, free, and in control of its own destiny, hence their emphasis on sovereignty and territorial integrity of each of the African states. They were quite aware that the decolonial agenda of a free, prosperous Africa is incomplete without a unity and solidarity that transcends narrow ethnic, gender, national, and class-based solidarities that divide than unite all the peoples of Africa. This remains the vision of the African Union that was officially launched then in July of 2002 in Durban. Although with the emphasis of increased cooperation and integration of African states for the purposes of driving economic growth and development. That is why in 2013, the African Union came up with the Agenda 2063 as a blueprint that envisions a 50-year African development trajectory. Having highlighted this brief history behind the idea of Africa Day, what is important today is that we celebrate this day under the conditions that are different from when the idea was mooted. The rest of the continent is relatively free from the shackles of colonialism. I use the phrase relatively free as a way of indicating that more needs to be done on the social, cultural, and economic front. It is this unfinished business that we commit ourselves to addressing. Our founding president, Rolihlahla Mandela, pointed out that this challenge during his reflective moments. Mandela noted, I quote, "I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried to falter. I've made missteps along the way. But I've discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb," close quote. Indeed, as we move forward, we realize that there are many more hills to climb. The seeming permanence of the hills to climb point out the fact that the colonialism was a total in its reach. It left no space that colonists did not contend or undermine. In this regard, we wake this moment to do exactly what advised when he said, I quote, "I have taken a moment here to rest, to still a view that glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I only rest for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibilities, and I dare not linger, for my long walk is not ended," close quote. Despite the portrayal of hopelessness, Africa remains a continent that is rich in tangible and intangible cultural heritage. This is the heritage whose laboratory potential needs to be exploited for the service of its people. What defines us as Africans is not just our common historical experience, but our rich, diverse cultures, especially our artistic creativity that makes us versatile agents of our own history rather than passive recipients of foreign cultures. Thus, even though we have colonial history of being dominated by foreign cultures from Europe and elsewhere, the peoples of Africa have managed to contest, resist, and blend their traditional cultures than get completely swallowed by these foreign cultures. In spite of our rich cultural milieu, the symbolic significance of Africa Day lies in reminding us that our diversity in cultures do not automatically translate into our disunity, but in fact, the day is a reminder that we are one as Africans. Our oneness as Africans is enhanced when we resist the colonial ordering of our cultural identities into those that are superior and those that are inferior, instead of horizontal comradeship amongst ourselves as culture-producing people. Today, we are witnessing a horizontal relationship in our diverse cultures exhibitions, a development that dignifies the aspirations of our founding fathers of independent Africa dream that we all aspire to experience in our lifetime. For this part, the university has decided not to talk the talk, but to walk the path. Consistent with this vision, we are redefining ourselves as the University of Zululand, not as a university that is restructured for relevance, but we have decided to state unapologetically that we want to be known as a distinct African university. In so doing, we want to separate ourselves from separately an institution that is located in the continent while its intellectual and scholarly gaze is elsewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Africa Day Commemoration Lecture held in partnership with the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture. I want to thank you all.